Okay, everything went out great. You love the camera. Now I'm on my way back home. And I'm gonna go a different way. All these guys go into Specs, get their alcohol. So the camera is performing excellently for car vlogging. I got the Viltrox 20mm on here. And hopefully I'll stay in the shade. I see no overheat warnings. Okay, so we go down here. I think I make a right. And then a left. So if I make a right up here, I have to make a U-turn to get to go where I'm going. Well, there's a circle here, so that's good enough. But it's a beautiful day. I could go up here and just take the access road, but I want to show you some sights. So let's go this way. To the right, I think, is to the church, the CBC. So I'm going to show you some flowers, trees, tall buildings, and then work my way to Evans Road. And I'll be taking that home instead of the highway. And I was telling you, as it's pointing toward the sun, it gets dark, okay? But once the sun gets behind the cloud or something, it brightens up a little bit. I'm going to turn up the air conditioner a little bit more because it's been parked. I explained some settings to the individual that I sold it to. I think I make it right here. Yep. So I don't want to go back to 1604 where it's stop and go traffic. So I'm going to take you this route to show you some beautiful sights. What do you think of that tall building right there to the right? You see a lot of people walking. A lot of businesses in this area. This is a nice walk. I might take my dog here one time and going up and down the street. See, and then another circle right here. But it's pretty interesting. I don't know. I think I'm supposed to go this way. I'm thinking. And it looks like I made the right choice. I always get confused at these circles, folks. But I love the blues on here. I do have it on standard profile. And it is at 4K 30 on the Viltrox 20mm. I think this is a 256 gig card in here. But I can go for like another 5 hours and 10 minutes. On the #1 SD card. That's what I'm thinking I'm writing to. Here's Redland. And I'll be making left going all the way to 281 and then making right at Evans. So they have quite a few Christian schools on this road. One belongs to Cornerstone, and other churches, I think, own this one. I think it's a shared football, baseball thing with these parks here. So that's nice. And you can see the Interstate 281. And I'll be making a right here. So I haven't had any traffic problems yet. So I get on the highway real quick and then get off at Evans. Well, you know what? I'll stay on this one because it'll take me straight to Evans. Yeah, there's no way I can get on the highway, so I have to wait at this stoplight and then I'll get off, make a right at Evans. But the camera is doing good. The car is leaning down because it's higher on the right hand side than the left hand side. That's why they got it. They want the water going toward the highway than they do toward the buildings or the stores. But it's pretty level. I'm using the ZDO tripod with the ProMaster 2193 ball head. No shaking. Excellent. Video quality looks excellent. 4K 30. It's getting cooler. It's 94 since more clouds are coming. So I rated him top mark. I'm thinking of going for a frappy mocha, but that I just want to get home, so. I'll deposit the money tomorrow into the bank. See, that truck just went straight ahead. Or at least he's not in my way. Now we just have to wait for all the traffic to turn right. Here, I want to go to the stoplight. Okay. Easy peasy. And you always get a driver to do that. Yeah, 40 miles an hour. So I'm going on Evans Road because it's rush hour traffic. Everything looks sharp and clear with its lens. I'm very happy that it's working on the A9, which is one of the first stacked sensors cameras that was made. Excellent quality. It doesn't have the AI chip like the newer cameras do, but what I paid for this was 1/4 of the price of the A9 III. So sometimes getting a used camera is a better deal than the brand new camera. And this was cheaper than the Z6 III. Or the, but I had the S5 II and S5 IIX. Those were even more expensive than this camera. And of course this was used. So it's at f11. And this is the first time I've been stopped at the stoplight right here, so something's going on. I hope it's not road construction. I do see cars moving, so they are putting more stoplights in to slow down traffic. They're also removing a lot of the grass medians between both one-way streets because it costs the city money to take care of the cutting it and do a couple other things. And then you see cars going left and right all the time. They cut in, they get ahead, and they go left. That's normal. This camera has a 2-card SD slot, a V90, and I think a V30. So, I think I got a V60 in this one for the 5-hour one. And I think that's a 256 gig card. So it doesn't take up much space at 4K 30. 4K 60, a different story. But in fact, I don't even think I vlogged with this at 4K 60. So I may not do 4K 60. But still, it's a good camera, good quality, autofocus is great, even if it's only animal or people. A little focus breathing here and there. I could move. Nope. I was hoping to move the focusing down, and I'll leave it right where it is. Because when I put the auto tracking on a vehicle and it makes a right, it will follow that vehicle So I want to keep it centered, but I do have the lens up high a little bit. And I think we're hitting every stoplight. But the camera's in the shade because the sun is going down. It's 5:05 my time. Yeah, you see? So people are picking up the kids at school. Neighborhood to the right, school to the left. But I like that blue that I'm looking at. It's a darker blue than what I'm actually seeing on the LCD screen. And the clouds are so puffy and clear, I'm loving it. And I'm working my way to Borverde, but I'm going to stay on Evans Road all the way to Lookout. So you're going to see less buildings and more vegetation. I'm working my way there. If I can get beyond these stoplights. So they're turning left, so that means we're next, hopefully. No, the ones on the right are going to move next. Yep. So I want you to look at any stuttering or shuddering. It looks pretty stable at 4K 30. I do have it at a minus a third, okay, for the exposure. And I could fix that real quick. And I brighten it up a little bit. So I must have knocked the exposure when I dismantled it for waiting for that person to buy that camera. And it's been running for 17 minutes. I don't think it has a 30-minute record limit for video, but I will find out. I mean, the A6100 came out and doesn't have a video record limit. Sony was the first one to get rid of it, and that was on the bigger cameras, okay? They kept it on the point and shoots, or the smaller cameras that overheated. So, anyhow, 40 miles an hour, I think. So the sky's not as blue, but it still looks pretty good. And it looks brighter too. My bad on that one. Sorry, folks. Yeah, I'm going 40 miles an hour, folks. You can go fast as you want. I don't care. I'm going the speed limit. Unless it says something else. Now I see it, 45. Okay. Yeah, my dog's going to be mad at me because I left him at home. believe it or not, I'll be home quicker going this route than going 1604. So the shutter speed is about 1/200th. It's at f11, 4K 30. I've been recording for 20 minutes. So as I keep going, there'll be less and less traffic. Degrees outside, but the camera's in the shade. Should be overheating, which is a good thing. And if you get in the shade of the tree, it helps out with the camera. I'm going to turn it down because I'm getting cold here and the I'm going to move a little bit to the right. So let me know right in the comments down below, what do you think of the picture quality? You know, I had the dummy battery. I usually use it for the A7CR because it's a 61 megapixel camera. I was thinking of getting the RX1R Mark III, but I had the Sony A7CR. And I can change the lenses. I can put a 35 millimeter, match whatever the that smaller camera can do. But it has stabilization. It has a flippy screen, whereas the smaller camera, the screen is fixed and it has no stabilization. And it's a fixed 35 millimeter lens, even if it is an f2. I can probably buy a Sony lens that's a 35 millimeter at an f2. I think I have a Zeiss that's an f2. Same lens as on the what is it? The RX1R Mark III. So I usually have the 24 to 240 millimeter lens on there. I was looking at the Sigma 20 to 200, but that lens is not stabilized. So, and you know, the 24 to 240 is pretty good, even if it's like a 3.5 to a 6.3. I've also been looking at the new Nikon, and that's the 24 to think it's the 24-70 f2.8, but I don't think it's stabilized though. But the focusing is all in housing, so the barrel does not extend. But that's also a $2,800 lens, so I pulled out the 17-28 and the 28-75, and those lenses from Nikon, which is probably made by Tamron, but named with Nikon, was excellent. And then I also have the 70-180 also, which is a great lens. And I have the I think the 28-75 version 2 from Tamron. I did do a comparison, and I think I'll redo a comparison on the Nikon. I'll put it on the ZF and do it again. You know, with all the firmware updates, you have to redo your previous videos, you know, and update them. They call them redaction or whatever, to show the if there's any better quality in stabilization or picture quality. And you see no traffic, little traffic behind me. I still think it's 45 miles an hour, but it will slow down to about 35, 40 or 35, something like that. And I think school is out, so I don't have to worry about the 20 miles an hour. It'll be on the right. It's the Veterans Memorial High School, which is coming up. After this, there's some railroad tracks. Yeah, 30 miles an hour, okay. That's not too bad when the lights are flashing. Yeah, 45 miles an hour, okay. I got an older car, it says 40 miles an hour, but there's no way to update that computer. So now I should go down to 35 right after these, yep, right at the tracks. It's real bumpy right here, but they did pave starting right about here. There we go. And I'm going straight. And I would be in stop and go traffic on 1604 right now. So I went one way and I'm going back home another way. Yeah, left turns first. Now we go straight. Okay, there is a 30-minute record limit on the A9. So my video shorted out, and I'm just giving you the ending right now. So I just want to say thank you for watching. remember, stay safe, keep smiling, and I'll see you next time. Bye, folks. Have a wonderful day.